Hey viewers, welcome to another game of the Casual Pro Gamer. Welcome to game number 2 between Jaedong as EGJDRC in the top right corner and Bomber as the Terran in the bottom left. So this is Zerg, obviously, for those of you who noticed that I didn't actually mention the race, but it doesn't matter. You can see it from the top left, you can see it from the top right, you can see it on the screen, so it should be pretty obvious. You can even see it from the minimap, because the only race that has a very slow moving unit to start with is, of course, the Zerg. And anyway, whatever. That being said, we are going to get a normal opening with supply depot in the front, so to wall off this little thingy, and then producing more and more of these drones, SCVs, workers in general. For now, nothing else to say. We're probably just going to go into barracks and supply depot, but we might see something else once again, because in game number 1, of course, we saw something else. And it is perfectly possible we see a similar thing here. It is in fact going to happen, because he's already up to 200 and he's not building his barracks yet. So yeah, that kind of tells us that he is going for that command center first. Of course, we are going to see the hatchery first as well, and then we're going to go into spawning pool somewhere on the map, probably behind here or something like that. They normally do that to prevent the scout from being able to walk all the way through the mineral lines. And yeah, it doesn't really matter too much anymore. It mattered a lot in StarCraft 1, because it was like a super annoying thing, because your units all got stuck on the minions. Nowadays it's not too big of a deal anymore. People don't tend to micro their workers as much anymore, or their scouts. But yeah, it grew into the community to just do these things and wall off these little gaps in the mineral lines. And that's why, yeah, you can kind of tell where they're going to place that. It's also close to the mineral lines, of course, and it's not in the way of the workers, which means that you don't have to walk very far with your drone, and still get it out of the way of the drones. So kind of the closest position you can get. I guess you could do it here as well. You could take one of the drones from here and plant it over here. That is done as well. It all depends on what you want out of it, of course. So we are going to once again see the command center into barracks, into another command center. This is really, really greedy play, but it might work out, because as you might have noticed, our Zerg player here is not really doing anything aggressive either. So he is not really going for anything that resembles aggression. 4 Zerglings out, no speed. Yeah, what you gonna do, bro? He's not intending to do anything with that. 2 of them are probably going to sit on these towers. So the Zeldaga towers, of course, great things to have. And 2 of them are going to scout. That's at least what I'm assuming. Yeah, at first he's of course going to run in with all 4, hoping to be able to snipe one of the SCVs, and he might actually be able to do that. Because, well, once there are enough Marines out, he can't really do anything with 4 unupgraded Zerglings. But yeah, before there are enough Marines out, he can actually get that done. And as you can see, he is losing all of his Zerglings without doing anything. He got 1 Marine pretty low, about half health. But yeah, that's not really a big deal at all. So we are going to get another wall off here, 3 barracks in the front, a bunker behind it, and that means that he wants to be safe. He's not sure what aggression is coming out, and he does know that he went very, very greedy with those 2 orbital commands. And therefore it is good to have those very beefy barracks sitting in front of it. That's 1000 HP per barracks, so you need to do 1000 damage to them, and in the meantime we still have a bunker up. So you can actually get shot at from the bunker, or just from the Marines that are behind the wall off. It of course depends on what you bring. If you bring roaches, they're probably going to focus the Marines first. But then again, if you use the Marines in the bunker, then yeah, the bunker will take all of those shots. And if you bring just Zerglings, the Marines are going to get out of the bunker and just going to shoot your Zerglings. So that's why it's there. So as you can see, much creep spread going on. A large amount of creep tumors actually used 2 queens this time to get that creep spread going. And that's what I expected last game, but it didn't happen then. Of course, I expected last game that he would connect his bases. It doesn't really matter too often, but yeah, every now and then you see it matter. And yeah, then you do want to have that. So another hatchery coming up. We do have the Baneling nest coming up, and for the rest, yeah, not a whole lot. Not a lot of aggression coming out this time. Speed upgrade is researching at the spawning pool. So yeah, for now, we're just doing our thing. Not really too worried about anything. The reactor, tech lab, reactor, which means a lot of Marines will be coming out. This one is just, it's a tech lab just for upgrading the combat shield and of course the stim pack. Probably, once again, only going to see Marines and maybe a few tanks, and well, that will be about it. No reason to go Marauders against any of this. Well, against Banelings and Zerglings, you can kind of handle that with Marines and tanks. So yeah, the only reason to go for Marauders would be if there was come on, Roach Warren out. That's what it's called. Once the Roach Warren is out, he will, however, have enough time to switch. Because all he needs to do is, well, switch this to actually produce the Marauders, and these ones need other add-ons. So there's that. So we are going to see some supply depots going down, making it harder for the Zerglings to go in, and that was exactly the right timing for that. Yeah, the Zergling's not going to get in, and that is amazing. He walled that off just in time, and of course he's going to get a boost in his supply cap. And yeah, a few Marines could actually hold this off pretty easily because, well, the bunker is here, so he either has to go through these supply depots or he has to go all the way around and get shot at by the bunker. And he's probably not going to do that. As you can see, creep spread still heavily going, and really not a whole big deal for the rest. I mean, well, hatcheries coming up, but hatcheries will not win you the game. The Spire, finally we have some different units, and finally we have something that can actually shoot things without having to go through all of these, yeah, these supply depots and such. But it would of course have been better to just go for something that, yeah, doesn't get countered by Marines so efficiently, because once again, as I said, we have all Marines, and Marines can shoot air just as well as ground, so yeah, really no problem for him. The drop is coming in, he will see that right now, and we are going to drop on the high ground, in fact, and well, try to get something done. We have some Marines over here as well, and we have some, I don't even know what over here. It seems that there are just some Zerglings over there. The Marines all died, so that's good, I guess. Yeah, these guys also died, so yeah, that was the first little bit of poke. But as you can see, the Zerg player losing way more resources than that. I don't know if he actually sacrificed all of his Mutalisks. He seems to have some Mutalisks up at least. It's 11 up, which should be good enough. Production tab then. Yeah, we're just going for upgrades, more Mutalisks. Once again, the Burrow. Burrow, of course, as I said in the previous game, a really overlooked skill. It can be really useful, especially if you use it to get vision. But then again, you have to get vision without interfering with this, because, well, Terran players are going to scan this normally and go with that. Look at this army that is here. Such a big army. So yeah, overall the Mutalisks are doing fine. Mutalisks should be able to get something done here. But yeah, the scan goes off. As I said, that is what you do as a Terran player. You get the scan off, you get as many of these creep tumors as possible, which is not a whole lot apparently, because he didn't run in with the backside of his army there. He just let them sit there. And wow, wow, wow. So many Marines go down to the Zerg, to the Banelings, but I don't think there was enough to equal it out. No, 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 he's still pretty far behind. You need to hit at least 4 Marines to make those Banelings worth it. And, well, some might actually say 5 or 6, because, well, they cost double what the Marines cost. Is that true? Well, 1.5 times, I guess. So you need to hit 3, because you need 2 Banelings to take them out. You need to hit 3 therefore, but also gas is more expensive, or worth more. It's more valuable than the minerals. So yeah, there's that. And of course, there is a big difference in how you interpret that per race, because well, the Terran currently doesn't really care about gas at all. He is building only, well, the tanks, I guess, and Widow Mines also. Yeah, Widow Mines also cost gas. So he's building small amounts of gas, and doesn't really care too much about that. But the Mutalisk, of course, costs a great amount of gas, and the same goes for the Banelings. Not if you build only 1, but normally you build like 10. And here you can see that. Yeah, 13 Zerglings built, Banelings built. And that means, I think 13 times 50? 25, okay. So I completely derped on that calculation earlier as well. But yeah, I still think you need to hit at least 3 to make them worth it. So you need to hit 3 Marines, that is. Of course, for SCVs, that's a different story. SCVs, basically, if you hit 2, and you can say that it's already worth it. And we are going to go in here with some Banelings, getting the damage done, but not getting the second splash hit there. And yeah, we are going to burrow and then, yeah, just get scanned. No problem. So as you can see, the rest of the army just held off the rest of this army, and therefore no 2-pronged attacks. 2-pronged attacks, of course, are very, very good in this game, because people tend to forget, well, if they're not super duper pro, they tend to forget to pay attention to one of the 2 fights, and you will be able to win one of the 2 fights at least, and you can withdraw from the other fight, and then you basically come out ahead in that. So more Banelings being morphed in, 7 of them, but we also have 40 Zerglings in production. So I don't know why Jaedong keeps going for Zerglings. Every game I see of him, he goes for these Zerglings, and Zerglings only against Terran. Terran is so efficient versus, well, Zergling Baneling. But he keeps going for that. This time at least he mixed in the Mutalisk, but as I said, all 3 of those units get countered by Marines. Although Marines are actually, well, very scared of the Banelings, so you have to keep that in mind. And are we going to burrow these and hit? Oh, no. No, he couldn't reach. That is a shame. Yeah, of course, if he comes close to this Widow Mines, this game's over. So if he gets detonates on a clumped up group of Mutalisks, then yeah, we will lose that instantly. And that is no good. So I don't know where the rest of the Widow Mines is, because 2 of them are here, or the other 3 burrowed a little bit further up, but it all should be good. So we have 6 Widow Mines with this, and as you can see, there are plenty of units just running around the map, but we are going to see a base race here, which Terran will easily win with this amount of Marines. Is he going to snipe all of these? No, most of them actually get to safety. He is going to, however, take out the base. And the Zerg player also takes out, well, wanted to take out the base. I don't know if they actually died. Well, it's all good, whether it died or not. It's not mining, and that is the main thing. So we are flying in here with a huge clump of Mutalisks. And is he going to be able to make this work? Yeah, there's nothing here. Oh, that was a huge splash. Ah, That is so sucky when it happens. So this Widow Mine getting 10 Banelings in one go, immediately making him the hero unit of this army. Just yeah, that's just insane, man. Okay, we are going to yeah, kind of grab some terrain back, and I guess he should really stop scanning at this point, because scans, yeah, although they're very they have a pretty large area, they're also really expensive. But I guess he doesn't need any more, or doesn't want any more. Yeah, he is pretty much maxed out. He's losing units every now and then, but that is not a big deal. He doesn't really need any more minerals, I guess. Thing is, of course, if you scan, you lose a mule. So every scan could have been a mule, and yeah, mules take in, I think, 375 or something like that minerals. No, it's not that much. I don't know. It feels like more like 120. But still, they take in a lot of minerals, and you lose that entire group of minerals if you scan. And therefore, well, sometimes it is better to just, especially if you have these, oh my god, large amount of Marines died there, but it is not good enough. So yeah, sometimes it is better to just build a Raven, for example, and just get, well, prevent all the scanning from being necessary. But yeah, it seems that the Terran army once again just overran this base, and just, yeah, Banelings, Zerglings, just not good enough against Marines with medevacs, because they can never shoot the medevacs, so the medevacs basically stay alive for the entire game. And Marines, of course, they get more and more upgrades, and they become unstoppable. 3 and 3 does 9 damage with range 5, very good weapon speed, and have 3 armor. So yeah, with the combine that with the stim pack, there's basically nothing you can do about it. And yeah, that's exactly what Bomber here is doing. He is just, well, running over the Zerg army because he has the stronger units. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG.